Welcome back! We've escaped one of the thugs, but unfortunately the other one is still in our way. Fortunately though, it doesn't look like he's going to harm us as long as we don't bother him. I guess he doesn't seem to think that us escaping while he's around is in any way realistic. And, well, if you were in his shoes facing somebody who looks like Roger, wouldn't you think exactly the same thing? I know I would. Anyway, since we're still alive, let's look around a little bit.
This appears to be some sort of control room. There's a landing platform beyond the damping field induction coils in the archway.
Uh-huh. A damping field, eh?
The archway glows with the energy of a damping field. No wonder it's so humid in here.
Yeah, because the outside air really looks a lot better.
The cityscape stretches like an immense pestilent rash across the puckered, festering face of Polysorbate 60.
Ah, pretty.
No need to get quite so florid there, narrator. Anyway, it seems a damping field stands between us and freedom, because it is what prevents the homing beacon from working. So if we just walk to the outside, I'm sure we'll be home free, no problem whatsoever. Yeah. If you didn't see that coming, you weren't paying attention. Let's look at some of the stuff in this room.
It's the one called Nigel, the larger of the two mass-laden brothers.
Nigel and Stringent. Nice pair. It's got some kind of computer console here. Looks like it's playing, showing a computer game, but anyway.
A massive subspace neurotransmitter fills the desk. Amplified by brainwave patterns, neurotransmissions are not affected by local damping fields. But you already knew that, right?
Of course. You think I'm stupid? I guess that means he can transmit whatever the hell he wants to transmit, even though there's a damping field.
This controller controls the controls on the subspace neurotransmitter.
Jeez, is this guy a control freak or what?
Seems like it.
Wow, that's a signed poster of the lead singer for that country western band, Hall and Az.
Nice name for a band.
It's just another picture of a heavenly body.
That's the kind of pun I'd expect the narrator in a Larry game to make. This looks like a giant battery.
This monoamine oxidase inhibitor brightens up an otherwise depressing room.
Sure, why not?
A small decorative novelty lamp displays bolts of electronic discharge. They were quite the rage a century or two ago.
Yeah, I remember those.
Another one of those formerly trendy bolt discharge lamps sits on the console top.
I guess Nigel likes them. What's in these boxes? Anything that can help us?
The carton is full of spare parts and tools to keep the subspace neurotransmitter in operation. An acetylcholine torch, a bunch of axon terminals, a cell receptor, and a new package of postsynaptic membranes. Warning to phenylketonurics, contains phenylalanine.
That would be a very useful warning, if I knew what any of those words meant. Is there anything in that box we might be able to use?
The room seems to be vibrating ever so slightly, the telltale residue of a local damping field.
I was trying to click the box.
The room
Appears to be very hard.
You poke around and look for something useful, but since you're not exactly Mr. Subspace Neurotransmitter Repair Guy, none of it appeals to you.
Nope, doesn't look like it.
This box is full of daddies. Daddies are modules which, when inserted into intercranial slots, give the user complete knowledge of whatever topic is programmed into that particular daddy.
That's a good idea. We can use one of these moddies to teach Wilco Kung Fu, then we can take out this guy. Dude!
You rummage around in the box to look for something useful, but all you find is an almost complete set of line dancing in zero-G daddies. Only Volume 2, the Achy Breaky, appears to be missing.
Why would he have that? No, on second thought, I don't want to know. Well, only one box left. Hopefully that one will be a little bit more helpful.
A box of moddies, behavioral modification Eurocircuit chips, lies under the desk.
Again with the moddies. I guess we could trade those with Fester. If we could get there, which we can't, so... Why did I say that? Anything useful in
You
there?
poke and prod amongst the moddies until you find a moddy labeled churlish. Being intrigued by the word, you glom it. Incidentally, you might want to look up the word churlish before you do anything stupid.
Okay, well let's look up the word churlish then. Uh-huh. It's an adjective, and it means rude in a mean-spirited and surly way. Good to know. Well, we already saw that Stringent, the other guy, had a plug that's presumably for these moddies in his neck. So I'm guessing this guy has one too. Now we have two moddies. One that's Burlesque, the results of which ought to be interesting, and one that's churlish, which is unlikely to improve his personality. Let's try it out anyway.
Wow, he really creased your can. Pretty impressive. Maybe not from your point of view, of course.
I don't know. I think Roger has really learned to appreciate a good death scene over the past 6 games. Okay, well, like I said, didn't really improve his disposition. Let's try the Burlesque moddy. That ought to be interesting.
It would appear that merging those two items is not a good idea.
It would appear that Nigel is smarter than to accept a moddy that has the word burlesque on it. Must be smarter than he looks then. But if you look closely, it looks like the label on this moddy is kind of loose. Maybe we can free it from its adhesive.
The corner of the label in this moddy seems to be loose.
Well, that worked. That allows us to disguise the Burlesque moddy as the churlish moddy, so maybe then he'll accept it, and hopefully that will render him less of a threat. Gotta be interesting in any case.
Thinking it was the churlish moddy, he pops it in place.
Thanks, Sierra. Now I'm scarred for life. They must have sat down in the designer's room and basically went to each other. We had Roger in drag in Space Quest 4. What can we do to top that? Congratulations, you managed it. If you look carefully, there's something on the floor here that was not there before. I guess he dropped it during his striptease act.
It has a couple of things attached to it.
Well, apparently it's something that has things attached to it. It's actually a belt, but anyway. Let's see what it has attached to it then.
It's Nigel's belt, complete with a damping field actuator and a nifty personal grooming assistant.
Okay, well, at least the personal grooming assistant is going to be useful. No, wait, I mean the damping field actuator. Let's take a closer look. Oh man, that thing needs cleaning.
This is a personal grooming assistant.
a well-used personal grooming assistant. What? Why is there a mouth icon here? Can we talk to it? Considering the state of it, I wouldn't be too surprised if it talks back.
You start to say something and then you remember...
No. Why is the mouth icon available here? I don't think you can actually do anything with it. Would have been a good opportunity for a taste message, but anyway. Okay, well, let's unhand it from the belt, as well as the damping field actuator, which we can actually use. So let's see if we can use the damping field actuator to actuate the damping field, I guess.
It probably seemed like a...
I guess I need to... yes. Yay! Damping field! We're home free! Now we just gotta jump off this terrace.
Boy, this terrace is a nice change from the stink-laden confines of that apartment.
It sure is. We still don't have a way to get out of here. Wait a second, didn't we have a homing beacon? Why isn't anybody coming to get us then? And who were those two guys anyway? Were they working for the lady in the abandoned warehouse in the introduction? What did they want with Roger? What does Franzel Niekburm have to do with any of this? And whatever happened to Spike, by the way? The answer of all of these questions will be given, well, sometime I guess. I can tell you this though, it won't be in the next video.